yes, I teach music in Miami right now. I developed some programs based on my travels and kind of what I saw as a need in the community. I had taught in quite a few inner city schools and found that music was the one element that I could always use to connect with, kids, and especially kids that were in difficult situations and difficult locations and lifestyles. So music was always the connector. It was always the unifying force. So I developed some programs that were meant to help young people become successful in anything, but we practice those success skills by working on music. So they get to pick whatever they want. If they want to be a beat builder, if they want to be a singer, if they want to make a band. If I had some kids pick up a ukulele, I had other kids pick up violin, trombone, trumpet. I had kids doing spoken word. So whatever they want, whatever they're interested in, the school that I work for, they're allowed to do that. And we then put on 2 huge shows, and we usually have a sold out, fire department almost being called because we're at max capacity turnout, which is great. And just giving kids and giving everybody. I don't care if you're a kid or a grown up. Everybody likes the spotlight. Everybody would like someone to look at them and say, I see you and I applaud you for whatever it is. And so I try and bring that to kids here in Miami. And I've done that I have a nonprofit organization called Face the Music. And we were able to deliver those programs to inmates in the juvenile detention center for free. We delivered I had a team of, producers and, other people that helped me in those arenas when we went into the community. I was able to get into a wellness center in Broward County and help, kids that were runaways and drug addicts and recovering addicts and homeless and rape victims and you name it. We dealt with it. And we use music as our healing kind of unifying thing. And again, as we learn the skills to develop a successful mindset, something of abundance rather than living in lack and, those kinds of concepts. And we teach them meditation and, all kinds of things like that. So
about steel pan.
So that I was just going to say, when I then moved to the school that I'm working for right now, actually, I was approached because I love obviously soca music and I love steel pan as well. I was able to put together an African drumming and steel pan class along with the other class that I was currently teaching of the, everybody do what you want class. And then there was the steel pan and African drum class. And this year they then asked me to expand again and take on the elementary school. And we do following the migration of man out of Africa. And, we say, where did man originate and start? And let's follow him and where he went and the music that he made along the way. And so I take the kindergartners through the 5th graders around the world musically. And we look at culture and religion and tradition and, musical styles of tradition and musical styles now. And so that puts the number of kids I deal with right now, currently virtually and face-to-face because of COVID, is about 637 kids that I deal with musically. So
wow.
I don't know. We're building a team, I guess. We've got a whole tribe, I guess, is my little YOUNI-T tribe is growing and growing. So that's a great thing. And I'm very grateful for that. And it's allowed me to look at, and the principal at the school is amazing. We were supposed to, I was allowed to take my steel pan and African drumming class to San Diego. We were supposed to perform in August. It was approved by the school board. She backed it 100%. Wow. We were doing all kinds of fundraising in order to make it so the kids didn't have to pay anything for the trip. And then COVID came and knocked it all down. But, our hope is actually to, get them over to Trinidad so they can see, Panorama live and be able to experience what that's like just from a, perspective, like a spectator point of view. Yeah. And then, who knows, maybe one day we'll go crashing in there and show them what we're made of, but we're not quite there yet.
not quite there yet. So, because you know, in Trinidad, we have a lot of youth clubs,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of areas where what you do will show much in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you used to deal with juvenile in prisons.
Yes, yes.
So we have a lot of young people in our prisons also.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a nice signal, a nice message. So we have a lot of people here with questions and a lot of statements of encouragement, and they want to say something to you, even
Mm-hmm.
questions for you, like if you teach online and if you do stuff.
Uh-huh.
So can you speak to the value of music education in the young brain? What music will do, can do to a young brain, and what
Well,
impression would it leave?
here's the thing about music. I mean, I teach the students the first day of class. There are 4 things that send off the endorphins in the frontal lobe of the brain that give you feelings of euphoria and joy. I'm going to keep it as
I wonder what.
appropriate as possible, but food is one of them. So food, reproduction, that's how we'll put it. Food, reproduction, what is the other one? There's an outside substances like, you know, drugs and whatnot. They create the euphoric experience in the brain, and music is the other one. So music is like, for whatever reason, and they still can't scientifically explain, all of the other reasons for the euphoric experience are for man's survival. Obviously, food, reproduction, things like that. The brain makes you like it so you don't die. And for some reason, music has that same scientific impact on the brain. So when you take a child that has been devastated, who has gone through trauma, who does not want anything to do with life as they know it because they have not known a good life, and you give them an outlet, and again, an ability to show that they can do something, an ability to just do what they like and not judge them on it, and say everything is okay. If you want to dance, dance. If you want to sing, sing. If it doesn't rhyme, nobody cares, you know, and you allow that growth on them from the inside, then they're more apt to take on other obstacles and other things that they don't like school. Like I have a lot of kids I've worked with that can't read. They might be 16, 17, still in the 8th grade, and they can't read, but they can sing, they can dance. And if you can just find some way to celebrate them, and I have found music, and again, you can go into the science of how it connects your lobes and it brightens your brain. And, you know, scientifically, your brain is better when it is exposed to music. And the fact that it is leaving American schools faster than you can snap your finger is so tragic to me, because we're so worried about the other stuff that we don't know. We are killing the very thing that allows them to grasp abstract thought. It allows them to connect, you know, whatever I'm not a scientist, but whatever the little connectors are in the brain that will actually start to reconnect after listening to music. So I can't say enough about, you know, the importance of music education. And like you said, if you have the outlets and the need in Trinidad, I've been looking into trying to expand and make partnerships and make like sister schools and things like that with music programs, just because it's so needed and it's so amazing to watch. Like I get more satisfaction out of watching them do what they do than they might even get out of doing it themselves. Because when you see a child that literally won't talk, has nothing to live for, has no hope in their eyes at all, and all of a sudden you see them light up on a stage, I'm like, game over, get me a Kleenex, let me just watch the show and just take it all in. So I mean, I can't say enough about music education. It's a must, and we have to recognize that, or we're going to lose our kids more and more and more, because more and more they're turning off to everything human around them, and music brings the spirit back. It brings it back. That's the best way I can explain it, in my humble opinion.
Trying to say that you get you feel very excited when you see kids are being stimulated.
Oh yes, yeah, because Right. And they're being creative.
Any form of music.
Anything. Yeah, anything. I don't care if they rap. I don't care if they, again, dance, spoken word, rap, rock and roll. We had one kid who had a host of emotional disorders due to trauma as a child and all kinds of horrific things. But he wanted to be a heavy metal singer. Then this was an African-American boy who wanted to be a heavy metal singer that gave a positive message.
Oh.
I said, brother, do you? If you want to show love through heavy metal and that's your flow and that's your vibe, who am I to be like, no, you shouldn't do that? Heck yeah. Rock that mic, my man. Let me turn the volume all the way up. And he did it. And he performed at a picnic that was put on by the Wellness Center. And he performed in front of about 200 people. And you just, when you know what they've gone through and you just see them up there shining like the stars that they are, it's like, you can heal. To me, you heal the world with that. That's how you heal the world. One song at a time. That's just my opinion.
So do you have any, we have another question for you, but then do you ever try to get kids who get ready to write music?
Yes, actually. So part of, well, they have the option in the class that was, I called the class Face the Music. They were allowed to, I had some that just wanted to write. They didn't want to sing, and that was fine too. If you don't want to perform and you're more of a behind the stage, behind the scenes kind of person, they would write. And then they would find a singer in the class that wanted to sing. And then they would join with a beat builder who had built a beat. And it was just together. So in that class, they were able to do it that way. In the African and steel drumming class, I wanted to make sure that the students could get scholarships, music scholarships. So
the African class, the kids have West Indian heritage, or
a lot of them do. I have a lot of Caribbean kids right now. Yeah, probably 90% of my kids are of Caribbean heritage, and then the other probably 9.5% are Hispanic, and then the 0.5%, there's a couple little white flecks like me in the mix here and there. But in general, it is a school that serves the Caribbean and African American and Hispanic population.
Lots of Trinidadian children?
A good number. Yeah, a good number. We have a lot of Haitian, a lot of Bahamians, Trinidadians. So it's probably Haitian is the most, but the Trinidadians and Bahamians and Jamaicans, probably more Jamaicans than Trinidadians, but it probably goes Haiti, Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad, kind of in that order. So, and a lot of them have never been to the islands. They've never been to the Caribbean. They're born here and they haven't been able to go back for whatever the reasons are. And so offering them the idea of, if you join the African drumming and steel drum class, you might be able to make it to Trinidad. You might be able to go to, San Diego, even if it's not out of the country. You're leaving your element to see what else is out there. So it's very helpful in a lot of ways. So with that class, I make sure that they learn how to read music. So I teach them the rhythm patterns, like what the notes are rhythmically on the African drum. And then we go into reading the music, the notes on the staff, on the steel pan. So that way they can play and actually, hopefully at some point, get scholarships to go to college. And they're not just super talented musicians. They're super talented musicians that can get their education paid for by being super great musicians. So I work that, even though I know it's not the traditional way, and I love the traditional way, don't get me wrong, but when we're talking about dollars and cents, and I want those kids to have every opportunity, that I just say, I'm going to teach this to you, even if you never use it again. If someone puts a piece of paper in front of you and says, read that, hopefully you'll be able to remember, and at some point do it if you have to. So I throw it in there.
You are doing a marvelous job.
Thank you. Thank you.
What I like is how you can bring people together, bring the youths together.
Right.
Their ideas and their dreams together.
Right.
Because you may be watching a kid there, he doesn't speak or she doesn't speak much, but then she's so musically inclined. just wants someone to see it in her
Exactly.
and be there for her, encourage
Exactly.
or him to
Right.
do the best that they can for themselves. You
Right. Right.
see, we are coming down to our time to end the show soon. Not
Oh.
yet, but soon.
Oh, okay.
I know
We
you
just got started,
stay
Mama
long.
Coco. Oh my gosh.
I know. We just started. Where did time go?
I don't know. Time flies when you're yakking 100 miles an hour like I am.
Like when people loving you too. Better. You're being loved by the audience here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Stephanie saying it is a matter of making every contact count.
Count. Exactly.
Which is
Exactly.
awesome of you that you not only want to sing calypso in Trinidad, you have
Right.
more to offer to all the
Yeah.
Caribbean islands.
Right, right, right. And I would love, and I've got to give a shout out, and I've never met the man in my life in person, but Junior Biznath, if I'm saying that last name right, that does the Moco Jumbi School in Trinidad. One day, my friend, I'm sending this message out to you. One day, he and I have tried to. He's invited me to run to to come to the school and check it out when I'm in Trinidad, and I always time gets away from me and I don't ever get a chance. But what I've seen, and again, I do not know him personally, but what I have seen him do, it's the same thing. The Moco Jumbis, I love them, and to see the kids doing that on the stilts, and I just think it's fabulous. So kudos to Junior. You are doing it in TNT right now. So one day, my brother, our cosmos will align, and we will meet, and our children will meet.
One day, she has an artful mind. Mind that see art from every angle, every creed, every race, all dimensions. One day, my friend Bismarck. What's his name?
Junior Bismuth. That's who he is on Facebook. I'm just throwing him out there. He has no idea I'm probably even talking about him right now, but Junior Bisnath, I believe it is Bisnath, I believe.
Oh,
But he's
Bismarck.
just type in Moco Jumbi School, Trinidad, and look up Junior. And he's been on TV. He's been noticed on TV for his efforts and whatnot. And I just, every time I see what he's doing, I'm just like, yes, man, go.
So we have a question here for you, and
Sure.
we're not going to have any calling session, do we? I'm not too sure, but we have a question here for you.
Okay.
Oh, Jamelia Haiti heard Jackson is saying something to you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, most of the great musicians in Trinidad came out of children homes in Trinidad.
That would make sense. I mean, it would make sense that I know a lot of your greats have come from Point Fortin, where I've been to Point Fortin. Actually, my first time in Trinidad in 2014, I was in Point Fortin actually, and I've heard the stories of all the greats and how many kind of come out of Point Fortin, and I've heard that sometimes Point Fortin can be a little rough around the edges. From what I hear, I am not making judgment. I'm just telling what I have heard. And so when you see that the greats rise like phoenixes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They come from such a desolate and destitute situation, and something about the music just pulls that. It's the reason, honestly, I believe it's the reason some of them get out of bed in the morning. And it's the same in the States. You look at a lot of our rappers, a lot of our major iconic, especially rappers, have come from, the projects in America. So there's something to be said for what that musical element is capable of doing to someone who's suffering in any place. It could be Kenya, it could be Trinidad, it could be America, it could be anywhere. And there's just something about it that can heal them and pull them out the other side. So you are absolutely right. I totally agree.
Well, we are right on the show. We're doing right, we're saying right, and we want to get right with us. Alan John is saying that he knows the guy well, and then he's gonna hook him up. He could hook him up to me, and once I get hooked up with Mr. Bismarck,
Yeah.
things things will get rolling. Thank
Yeah.
you, Don John. And I had Ravi saying that he has a cousin. He has a cousin there in UK that owns one of the biggest mass camp.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. I see your, did you say you were cousins with Crazy, Ravi? I love Crazy. Crazy's my guy. Crazy and I go way back. He was one of the first Calypsonians I met in Miami back in 2011. I started going to Trinidad in 2014, but I think I met Crazy in 2011. He was one of the first people I'm in the industry that I met in Miami. He was here for Carnival, and he is amazing. I love Crazy. He is a good guy. Good guy. So if you're his cousin, yes. Yes.
He's another one that just play with words and like.
Oh yes, he's brilliant.
And he knows what he's saying.
Yes, brilliant.
You know what he's saying besides him singing the song, so he can stay on the air. I love Crazy myself.
Exactly.
I love his wit. I love how he's witty.
Yes. He very, very, very.
Yes. Yes. So your next question is, where do you see yourself in 2 years and 5 years from now?
Oh, where I see myself in 2 to 5 years. Well, I'll give you the vision, and then we'll just see if it happens. I'll just put it out there. I see myself as within 2 to 5 years. My hope, my prayer. I'll tell you the prayer, and then we'll see what happens. Is that something I do musically resonates with enough people that they decide to support the evolution of soca in the direction that I'm trying to spread it, for everybody to be able to be part of it and feel comfortable sharing in the joy of, the carnival vibe, even if it's not a carnival event. But I feel that soca can take the love of carnival and spread it, even if there is no carnival, even if you're not at a carnival. And in order to include as many people as possible, I think you just have to bring them the soca and teach them what the love piece is that goes with it, and they will catch on. So in 2 to 5 years, my prayer is that I will find a song somewhere in my being that I will be able to put out there and allow everybody to benefit from the feel-good, one love vibe of soca. And hopefully I will also be able to, hopefully we'll be performing again by then. 2 to 5 years, I'm thinking we should be good. And I guess I'll put that in 2 to 5 years, my hope would be that the skeptical parts of the soca music industry would understand finally that I do this from love. I do it with a good heart, and I do it with the best of intentions for everybody. And I have not come to steal anything. And kudos and hats off and all love to the people in the industry who already embrace me. There are many, and without them, I would not even be this far in 10 years. So, again, 2 to 5 years, just doing more of what I do and hoping to, crash the wave a little wider, a little longer, and, keep making that dent in the wall.
You have been speaking for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Trinidad usually crown a special guy as King of Soca. Have you ever met Marshall Montano?
I have never met Marshall. I have seen many of his shows. I love him as a performer. I think his energy is insane. His live musicians are outstanding. His whole show is a vision to behold, but I have never actually personally met him yet. But one day, one day, Marshall, we're going to hang out.
Have you ever reached out passionately because of soca?
Well, I'll put it this way. It's kind of like anyone who's kind of, as they like to say, as y'all like to say in Trinidad, big in the dance. Someone of that caliber, you don't easily get to just kind of connect with them. They're kind of untouchable, kind of like the American artists who are big in the music industry and anything that they do. So I haven't had the ability to directly connect with him just because I don't have access. I'm not there yet. So maybe someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone at some point will be like, hey, crazy white girl doing soca. Maybe you want to check her out. And, till that day comes, I'll just kick back and I'll keep clapping for him and keep listening to his music and singing along.
So maybe I may send him a message.
Maybe so. Oh, maybe you have that link. Look at you.
No,
Look at you, Mama Coco.
not
All
really.
right.
I met him no, no, honestly. I
Uh,
grew up, I age up, you know, because he's the
mm,
one who grew up. You know,
right.
he break into the field with a blessing and an anointing. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I see where he can do much more than just calypso. I know he
uh-huh.
does, but I was spiritually, I receive an anointing to speak to him and about him.
Ah.
I never get to reach out, but at the same time, I send the message via here.
Mm-hmm,
What
mm-hmm.
I speak here, almost everybody hears.
Uh-huh.
Um, maybe maybe you can feel emboldened right now because you've been on Mama Coco Life and Style.
All right.
And
I ha
and with the grace of Almighty God, I don't know if you serve a God or if you
mm-hmm,
believe that there is one, but at
mm-hmm.
the same time, I call upon him for most things, and I kind of appoint myself. You know, I indict my heart in good matters,
Right.
especially to break through any barrier, mash down any fortress that is illicitly built. Hello, you sir. And I always get right when I speak because I speak as the Spirit of God that I believe in, the Jehovah God, gives me the utterance to speak. So, you know, certain things you have to get aligned with
Yes,
in
ma'am.
order
Yes,
to go
ma'am.
over.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And
Absolutely.
I believe, I believe that getting the quality, goodness, getting the quality of attention that you need in calypso,
Mm,
there is a linkage that should come with Marshall Montano.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't need a climb to get over. We just need
True.
to speak life.
Right. Right. True.
We're
That's
gonna
very
put
true.
we're gonna put energies to work there, just as how synergy big you up.
That
So you know about you.
uh
You know,
I
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I hope he does.
He does. Once
I-
synergy could have you, he must know. This is his Trinidad, this is
this
his
is true.
skill, and this is his world.
True.
So,
That's amen to that.
Brother Marshall Montano,
Yeah.
your Mama Coco, your sister, your
Uh,
mama, your friend, is kind of introducing you to this lovely woman. A woman who is not here to steal, she's here to build. She's not here to break down, but she's here to tear down barriers that we ourselves as Trinidadians fail to do. Like making Calypso become what Calypso really is, what Soca really is. The music is sweet, tantalizing. The music is dramatic. The music is gonna be famous. It may not be in my lifetime, but while I'm alive right now, I'm doing a plug-in, Brother
there,
Montano.
amen. Amen to that.
Trinidadians doing, but somehow our product need to be sold more and at a better price. I'm just speaking.
I'm letting you talk. You're saying it all. Keep going.
I'm just speaking. You see, I asked Jehovah to guide me along the way. And he tell me to open up my mouth and he would fill it with good things to say. And this is a good thing. Final question here for you, my dear daughter friend.
Yes, ma'am. Mother
YOUNI-T,
Mama Coco, I'm here.
can you give us a quick introduction into your evolution of music from Africa to the world?
Wow. Um, well, I guess for whatever reason, I've always been moved by rhythm. When I was small, um, like I mentioned, I had plenty of Native American friends. I had an aunt who married a Native American. So I have family that's, you know, Native American. I was always brought to the Native American powwows, and from small, like 5 years old, small, that drum, something about that drum, then they would just, the drums would get going. I would be out there in my little sundress, dancing around in a little powwow circle, my little white skin self. And it just, something about it just moved me. And what I realized is when I then, it's always that kind, again, I keep calling it the rumble, but to me, that's what it is. That energy, that whatever that is that comes from the drum. When I then went into the music field, like as a student of music, not just a lover of music, and I was put in the classical realm, again, I can respect it, I can appreciate it, but that something wasn't for me, something didn't click right. And when I went to Africa and got back into that drum, that rumble, that whatever that call of Mother Africa is that comes through the drum, call me crazy, but that's how it feels to me. When I then came back and then got introduced to soca, same thing, same rumble, same vibration, whatever that vibration is of life and love and energy, and just forget all the rest of the nonsense. I try and put that love, that feeling, that energy in the music. Like my producer, God love him, his name is Palmy, and he's been grinding in this grind with me since the beginning. He's the one that introduced me to it. So he understands my love of that African-esque element, even if it's a soca pop fusion song, a soca R&B fusion song, because fusion is what we do. But that element of soca rhythm and that element of Africa, boy, you better bet it's going to be in there, or you're going to hear my mouth until it gets in there. But so that's kind of how it's evolved. It's just been innate, just that innate attraction to the drum and the steel pan, and all, to me, all of that culture and all of that, the story and all of that life force that lives in those drums, to me, that's what it's all about. So anything you put on top of that is just icing on the cake, but the core of that bad boy, it's going to be in there.
So you know that soca is Afro-Indian.
Mm-hmm.
The fusion between
Right.
Afro-Indians
Mm-hmm.
was soca, but
Mm-hmm.
calypso, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So if
Right.
from age 5 used to go onto Indian reservation area,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
dance when you 5, when you hear the drums.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is where we have our connection.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So Caribbean Indian, the Indians that we have in the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
from India,
Right.
they're not all connected, I believe, but
Mm-hmm.
the rhythm of drums
Mm-hmm.
that we have in Trinidad and Tobago is the East Indian connection with
Right.
Africans.
Right.
You, from age 5, as I was saying before, get touched by the American Indian drums.
Mm-hmm.
And according to you, with your white skin self, from Wisconsin, there we have that drums,
Mm-hmm.
the true connection of our soul.
Yes. Yes.
Because all we can do with our body is to listen and perform.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Exactly.
our soul does when it comes to music and drums, that's a different talk. Because some people can do much with drums. Some people don't have to hear drums. Some people
Right.
can sing. Some people can just rhapsody, just talk,
Uh-huh.
and things could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we have been blessed here on Mama Coco show to have you to give us a blending of music and with the art form.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so happy to have you. And I know that my audience is also pleased with me for having you here. So we're going to thank the production team and to produce this show. my daughter, Dr. Cindy Duke, in the background. She is the editor today, and even the editor of the questions, and getting them to be written out and to be played. So we give kudos to her.
Yes.
Management for during the week. And she's the producer of the show. She is the producer of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for myself having her to do that and do it so well. So your closing statements, let's wrap it up in few minutes.
I will simply say thank you. The honor is completely mine. I am so blessed, and I feel so much joy in my heart just to be on this platform with you and to have this conversation and to be able to express myself as who I am as an artist and what I truly feel in my heart and soul. And it's not just some bimbo blonde Barbie white girl jumping around saying I do soca music. Like, that's not what I'm about. And anytime people give me a platform to open my mouth and try and explain that, I love them for it. And you have given me way more time than anyone else has ever devoted to learning more about me. So I thank you. I thank the production team. I thank everybody watching. If you got an ounce of good vibes from this broadcast, we have done our part as, you know, as people in the entertainment industry, but also, you know, I feel as an artist, that's what I'm all about, is just bringing people together to get to the bottom of it, which at the end of the day, whatever your God is, I'm sure it is love. And therefore we all are under the same umbrella. And I just want to say peace, love, and unity to everybody. And Mama Coco, love, 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 love. That's all I can say. Namaste. That's right. That's right. All I can say.
So my closing part for this, I already give my chat before, but let me just ask you one more question. Are you good at rap?
Can I rap? Oh, well, I have a couple songs where I rap in them. I'm not like a freestyle rapping type. You know, you can't just start a beat and I'm like, I can't spit like they say in America. I can't spit like that. But I do have some rapping that I throw into some of the songs, just again for some hip hop flavor, a hip hop vibe. And you know, it's basically rapping is just singing without a whole bunch of notes. So if I can write it, I try and rap it. But you know, I don't call myself a rapper, no, but I do what I can.
We are going to get into that the next time you're on my show. Today I asked you and you already said you can come every day.
Every day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, we are going to have a nice time the next time, just as this time, and maybe more impactful, seeing that people will get to know you more. So the next time the anxiety level will rise. Yeah. And by the time next time, I hope Brother Marshall Montano will get to know that he is he's gonna be a part of your musical agenda.
Okay. I will let you handle that with love, and I will just simply sit here and wait. And when that day comes.
Yes. Questions asked, answers give. Whatever the answer is, it is what it is. But we pray that a manifestation will come in and bless this question and bless this union between you and him. You need to get to. I don't know why you're saying it. You don't really need to, but maybe you need to. But God is in control. I put him
right.
there. And tomorrow we are having YOUNI-T. Please join in tomorrow. And can you tell us right now how the audience can find you? That we will write it up and they will get to know you, get to know your classes, get to know if they want to chat or your for the online meeting of you. And tomorrow, I'm excited to announce that we are having Miss Alicia Edwards. Yes, she was here last week, but we didn't have a good reception, and we are going to have her tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Trinidad and Tobago time, Eastern time. Yes, and even you there in Miami, you are going to. Oh, it's not Eastern time for Trinidad and Tobago because they are 1 hour in front of us. That is Atlantic time. But the Eastern time for you will be what time? Time?
1 hour behind. We're 1 hour hour behind Trinidad.
1:30. 1:30. That's my time also that I have to get ready for the
Okay.
Tobago time. Yes, yes. And we're gonna have her tomorrow, Alicia Edwards. Some people get to hear little snippets of the show that we should have had, but because of internet and stuff, but tomorrow we are going to have Alicia Edwards live. It will be her alone, just like you, and we welcome the audience to join us. But before you leave, let us know right now, how can our audience find you online?
You can find me on Facebook under, I have two pages. One is All American Soca Queen. And then my official page, you can go to Facebook /YOUNI-T Soca, YOUNIT SOCA. You'll find me there listed as the Caucasian Soca Queen. You can also find me on Instagram under YOUNI-T, YOUNI_T, because they don't let me use the dash. And then if you see me on Messenger and you have legitimate business you would like to discuss, let me preface that. Go ahead and I don't mind people reaching out to me through Messenger. I tend to keep an eye on my own account, so it might take me a minute. Again, I still have 637 children that I deal with daily on top of everything else. So it might take me a minute, but if you have, I did see someone had a question about some of the programs that I offer. Feel free to reach out to me and I will happily explain what I have. I'm looking at online platforms for some of the courses, and I'm looking at maybe joining forces with some other companies who also are interested in expanding the love through music. So something's always in the works. So just reach out to me and I'll tell you where I'm at in whatever process and see what I can do to help you get whatever you need, either through me or someone else.
So I listen to you and I understand that you do not want to be harassed or illicit. No, for
Well, right.
For illicit.
If you're interested in my programs, booking me or finding out more information about my music, feel free to contact me. If you'd like to send me inappropriate pictures, please do not contact me. I'll put it that way.
That is what you said, but you didn't
right.
break it down into.
Let me break it all the way down.
Break it down. Yes. So goodbye, each and everyone. Thanks to each and everyone for being here this evening. And also, and although we had a break, I am so glad that so many of you still continuing to follow Mama Coco and Mama Coco's show on Mama Coco Life and Style. Tomorrow, emphasis on style, emphasis on entrepreneurship, emphasis on life changes and what it takes to get over situation. Tomorrow, feel free. Join us for Alicia Edwards live on Mama Coco Life and Style. Thank you so much, YOUNI-T.
Thank you.
You have done me what I really expected of you because of our conversation before. And you are dynamic, and may my God, Jehovah, continue to watch over you and grant you the desires of your heart. Peace.
Amen. Thank you. Peace, love, and unity to you. Thank you.
Stay in the studio. Don't move.
Okay.
Don't exit.
Okay.
We will have a little chit chat.